postDevCon Christmas gathering, a little gathering at the end of the year for the crypto and Web3 and the innovative tech communities here in Chiang Mai to get together and feel a little bit of the nice holiday spirit as we go into 2025. We don't really have like any speakers, so I'll have to kind of like be a bit loud. So let's start. This presentation is going to be super short. It's mostly to discuss the impact we had on Chiang Mai and the region in the last year, and discuss some fun little initiatives going into 2025, what we can do to make it even better. This is what we'll go over. So a little bit about me, that's me. Yeah. I'm the founder of Hacker Hotel, which is a solution for inclusive accommodation during conference weeks. We've had one for DevCon this year, and we're aiming to have different ones for the upcoming conference weeks, like DevConnect, which is rumored to be in Buenos Aires, we don't know. Or ECC and other large-scale conferences. I was also the DevCon 2024 volunteer lead, and I worked over the years with large Web3 organizations and foundations, and now I'm based in Chiang Mai, and I want to make it my home, so that's why we're here. I also want to meet the community, and also let each individual member of the Chiang Mai community meet each other, create some connections. You can connect with me, but I'll throw a QR at the end as well. So, Chiang Mai. For years, Chiang Mai was kind of like the go-to place for digital nomads and expats, and we've probably all Googled at least one point in our lives, like the best place to go for remote working or to live as an expat or a nomad, and Chiang Mai was definitely like number one. And here's a fun little graph. Like we can see that Chiang Mai is again like peaking. It kind of like slowed down during the pandemic, just like everything else. But the interesting, Chiang Mai is peaking. Also, here's a screenshot from Nomadlist, which is the go-to website for pretty much like all nomads that I know at least. And Chiang Mai is number 2, right behind Bangkok, and it's after number 1. So the impact that we have on as nomads, which I'm presuming that most of us here are nomads, is really tremendous in terms of like where does this city go forward, like how does it develop? And I would argue that a lot of this international, we bring a lot of connections with the international market, us as nomads, as expats, and there's a lot of potential to be done there. So sometimes people say like, oh, is Chiang Mai like the Southeast Asia Silicon Valley? I like the concept of Silicon Valley, and for years it's been kind of like glorified as like, you know, what makes Silicon Valley, and people like to argue that Silicon Valley has been so successful because all of the private industry has held their talent in close proximity to one another. So people that are working at high places in tech, like they eat food at the same bar or bistro or whatever. They drink coffee at the same cafe, and this exchange of resources, talent, of knowledge, it is what made Silicon Valley Silicon Valley. And if we kind of like try to draw a parallel between that and Chiang Mai, like we could argue that we are the talent that could recreate the Southeast Asia Silicon Valley. Apart from over the years having like this massive interest and influx of people in Chiang Mai, in the last year, we've seen quite a bit of a spike in interest in our Web3 industry. So we had almost 2 months of the pop-up village season. I don't know how many of you here were part of any pop-up village or residency in October, November. I was one. Okay, I see a couple of hands, maybe like 20% of people, 30 maybe. Okay, great. So yeah, we had a pop-up village season, which was basically around like 15 different pop-ups or residencies or initiatives taking place at the same time. Thousands of people from all around the world have, for their first time in their lives, like came to Chiang Mai, and they got to experience like the culture and the beautiful nature, the traditions of Chiang Mai, some more than others. And people from 50 plus countries have came here for literally like their first time in Chiang Mai, and Chiang Mai being the cultural hub of Thailand, I think that's probably like the best place to experience Thailand and its teachings and the culture and the history. So we had that, and I think like it really branded Chiang Mai as this like place in Thailand where all of these innovative minds went for 1 month, 2 months, and they co-worked, they worked together, they built different initiatives, different startup projects, MVPs together, and I think we should use that momentum going forward to make it like even more inclusive, which we'll talk about in 1 second. So we also had DevCon 7, DevCon Southeast Asia. We had that in mid-November, right after the pop-up village season ended. Basically a month, I think like almost exactly a month from now, before DevCon ended. And it was the biggest so far. The DevCon team actually allowed me to use their slides. So we had over 12,500 attendees, which is the biggest DevCon so far, almost double the size of the previous one, from 130 countries, which is absolutely insane. And what's interesting is that for 60% of goers, it was like their first DevCon. So for a lot of that crowd, it was like their first touch with crypto, with AI, with the innovative tech, with Web3, whatever people consider, because crypto is such a broad term these days that like, is it even just the tokens? And we had these wonderful initiatives, Road to DevCon in Southeast Asia, so you can see like maybe even some of you guys are on these pictures, to be honest, I'm not sure. We had a bunch of these even outside of Southeast Asia, and this small little gathering is also part of Road to DevCon, or in this case, Road After DevCon, because it's been supported by the Ethereum community support program, and yeah, we also had like people from Chiang Mai flight literally go with trains to DevCon to Bangkok. So what's also interesting to me is that there has been actually with DevCon especially, there has been a lot of interest within the local populi about DevCon. And the DevCon team has really tried their best when it comes to like pricing and everything to be more inclusive of the local talent and to promote our industry and DevCon and the Ethereum network to the local populi as much as they could. I think that is something to kind of like take note and something that we can learn from. Even the, well, yeah, these are some testimonials of people kind of like telling their kids that it's okay to skip school. You should definitely go to DevCon, which I guess is rare for Thai parents to allow. So humbled by that, honestly. And what was also cool is that even the Thai MP was doing educational TikToks during or before DevCon. So the interest in the Thai, within the Thai region for our industry is, I think, growing, and that's definitely something to take note of. Maybe some of you, I don't know who has been here during DevCon. Maybe you remember that we had this big map that you could pin down where you're from, and yeah, we had over 130 countries, 150. So that was like really amazing to see. Just in case you're wondering like what is next when it comes to like DevCon, DevConnect, like we're gonna have DevConnect 2025 and DevCon at 2026. It's been rumored that maybe DevConnect is gonna be in Buenos Aires, Latin America, so that's great. Maybe I'll see some of you guys or girls next year. But so yeah, I would argue that now after the 2-month-long pop-up villages and then DevCon, everything kind of led to DevCon, like this massive event in Thailand. Like Chiang Mai has been branded as this place in Thailand where all of these innovators, they go to learn, to build relationships and also build startups together. And as I've mentioned in the beginning, like this exchange of resources, knowledge, it is really like how societies grow. What I would like to do in 2025, and this is kind of like what we are going to do in these discussion corner later, which is again not mandatory, but anyone that wants to chime in is welcome. I want to promote more connection between our international markets, our private sector, and the local talents in Chiang Mai. the local entrepreneurs, the local talents, and especially the local students, the student organizations in the universities. So you may or may not know, like, for example, when the pop-up villages happened, there's a lot of these hacker houses, builder residencies, pop-up villages, hackathons, build-a-thons, et cetera, et cetera. And the premise is quite similar, like find companies that want new, fresh talent, find talent that is ambitious and wants to build something, and organize a competition or hackathon, or let them network together and all that. However, even like in this past year, what I've noticed is that it's still quite limiting to our foreigner crowd, to the international crowd. So my proposition is going to 2025. Like, I would love to see more discussions taking place about how can we include the local talent, the local students, and the student organizations in these initiatives. I would like to have a hackathon in one of the universities. I would like to have a pop-up village where more than 50% of people are actually the local Thai people from here. So that, because I don't know for you guys, but while I was growing up, whenever I would go to a new place, if you expose yourself to like something different, something unknown, a new person in your life, it always comes with like a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of experiences. And I've been traveling alone for a year, and I keep coming back to Chiang Mai. And whenever I'm in Chiang Mai, I really try to kind of like push myself to try to either like meet a new person, especially a local person here, and to engage with them, to learn about the culture, the history, the teachings, especially for like Thais and Buddhism is like such a rich, has a rich history. But it's always rewarding. So where I'm kind of like going with this is, I think that there's a lot of value to be gained for both sides if we engage more with the local populi, especially in Chiang Mai. Because again, we have probably like, I think I've read somewhere that we have more than 50,000 nomads and expats living in Chiang Mai. That is a plethora of knowledge and connections and well, just like wealth that can be integrated into the local ecosystem better. And this exchange of resources and knowledge and connections is how societies thrive. So I would argue that for Chiang Mai to continue being as great as it is, and I really think it's a fantastic place to be on Earth, that we should start discussing and start having more of these initiatives where we include the local talent, the local entrepreneurs, and especially the local youth, students, in these programs. And, oh yeah, so, so I did a little bit of research, and I've like roughly estimated more than $500 million were given in different grants in the last year in our ecosystem. So that's a lot of money to be, that is available for people that are ambitious, that want to build something, that want to be part of our entire industry, which is growing vastly day by day. Just as a comparison, like the people that are in Web3 and the people in tech that are outside of Web3, like it's such a dramatic comparison, honestly. But still, there's a lot of interest in our industry, which means that there's like a lot of, well, opportunity, yeah. And yeah, so kind of like what are our goals? I mean, again, like Christmas is arriving, so I don't want this to sound like super serious. This is just like, I'm throwing little seeds into the ground and see what sprouts in 2025. So I will be working towards these initiatives in 2025 here in Chiang Mai. And I want to open my doors to anyone else that is also interested in discussing these things and in any way contributing to these things, or with connections, expertise, knowledge, whatever. The goals really are to engage the Thai youth with our industry, and not just crypto, but just or Web3, but with the innovative industry in general, with the international markets as well. I think that we as nomads or people who live here, Farangs, I think that we're really uniquely positioned to be the building block, to be the bridge between the international markets and the local talent here. So I think that is like a really beautiful position to have, to kind of like know that you can indeed contribute to society or to where you live in a really positive manner. And yeah, that's basically like what my call to action in 2025 is. As I mentioned, we're going to have like little discussion corners as this ends, because I'm basically closing off the presentation. We're going to have like 2 discussion corners. One is going to be at that area downstairs where you see the lazy bags, and it's going to be hosted by Alexander, who raised his hand right there. Thank you. You're going to see him there. So again, like these discussion corners are not mandatory. It's just like a circle of friends. Like you can grab some bite and listen in, chime in, give your opinion, whatever. So Alexander is going to host on the topic of building inclusive community hubs. And I will be discussing more and kind of like brainstorming in this area here on what we can do to build these bridges between the international markets and the local talent. And let's see. Yeah, first, please take a break. Thank you for listening to me yapping here for 10 minutes. We're going so yeah, we're going to have a little break, and then the discussion corners start. Yeah, you can connect with me here. I also want to thank you 4Cs who have given us this venue to host this entire event. Host Cs, please raise your hand who's from 4Cs so you guys know who to talk to. Awesome. Thank you so much. So Dave helped us a lot because this was made in such a short notice. So yeah, they helped us a lot to secure this venue. Then I want to, of course, thank the Ethereum network and the Ethereum Foundation for supporting us in this. Yeah, we're going to have the discussion corners, and then please continue networking. Like this is just like a little Christmas gathering. Nothing too fancy, nothing too strict. We're here to have fun, get to know one another, discuss our goals for 2025 and what we want for Christmas, so Santa can deliver it. Yeah, thank you for coming. Feel free to connect with me and chat with anything regarding Chiang Mai. And Merry Christmas. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, New Year, whatever you celebrate. I wish you all the best in the next year. Thank you.